Good evening, everyone, and welcome to my gold and silver update. This is JR. Thank you for joining me. Today is November 13th, 2019. We're going to do some gold and we're going to do some silver. We'll also do the Dow Jones and the US dollar. We'll start with the daily chart here for gold. On my last analysis, if you tuned in, I made mention here that this was the high, this was the new low, and this was the high to beat. 1535. So again, a move above 1535 would have been positive, and a move below this level here, 1460, would be negative. At this point here, what we want to see is we want to see the market find some support here. Not really much to report here on the gold end. If you look at the weekly time frame, it still looks very solid, still looks very bullish. And again, we look to find some support within this area here. Let's look at the silver market. Silver finding support exactly where we wanted to find support. A lot of levels of support here. This trend line, this bearish trend line, used to serve as resistance. We broke above that. Now it should serve as support. This is just a confluence of support. So at this point, I think for silver, this is the time to buy. Right here for silver. Again, for gold, just hold on to your positions. But for silver, this is the level to buy. I mean, silver technically is not in trouble anytime soon. You would have to fall below this area here for silver to turn bearish. But again, we have some support with this trend line here, with this over here. This is where we seem to be finding some buyers. So we'll hope to find some buyers there. Silver is looking very nice. Let's look at the US dollar. See what's happening with the US dollar. Again, the US dollar is still finding support here within this long-term trend. We can also put this trend line here. We can see that this US dollar can continue to go higher on a longer term time frame. We might find some resistance in this area here. So I think the US dollar is going to get in a little bit of trouble here once it breaks down this level here. You know, on the shorter term time frame, if we go to, let's say, the 4-hour chart here, we can see that the dollar broke above this line, and then it really just came down pretty hard to this level here. And that on a longer term time frame, that's what we would want to see, right? We would want to see the break of this level here. Once we see this level break, it should just really fall pretty hard, kind of like the way it did here on that shorter term time frame, right? You want to fall below this area here before we can call this long-term bearish. But again, the US dollar still fluctuating within this tunnel here. So we just have to wait and see what's going to happen here. Let's look at the Dow. Dow finally broke above this level here. Everyone knows I'm short. I'm still in this short. I'm going to stay short. Again, I just like these odds. Again, on a conservative note here, you can sell. And again, put a stop loss at around 28.2. I think that's where I have mine, 28.2 or something like that. But again, we just have to see if this market still has the legs. We have pumped in above $200 billion in new money. So that might be the catalyst for another market rally. Does this thing have the legs to, I mean, technically speaking, if this thing breaks out, again, nothing really solid. We don't have a really nice green candle here, but I mean, technically speaking, this Dow can continue to go higher. The calculated move to the upside would probably be something like this, right? So the question is, does the Dow have what it takes to get to the $33,000 range? I mean, or point range? I have no idea. But I mean, eventually this thing would have to fall, right? The good news is that we're pumping money into the system. And when we pump money into the system, then inflation is inevitable, right? So that's what we're doing again. And last time we saw quantitative easing, gold and silver really just took off. So at this point, it's just really a matter of time. Let's see what else. I also, if you saw my last analysis, I threw in the euro. And I like the euro right now to short. And I said when we were roughly around here that you want to look for any opportunities to short because of this arrow here that I have. You see that? This is a gap. So I said this a long time ago, back in 2017, 2019, as the market rose, I said that we want to keep an eye on this, because once this thing turns bearish, this is the target. The market is now bearish, and it looks like the market is headed this way. So if you're long euro, be very careful, because my target for the euro is 108, and right now we're at 110. So that's about it. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I'll see you guys at the end of this week. Bye-bye.